Good evening. Good evening. This is Shael Levine Rory of Virtual Way Publishing, your publishing midwife, and I am here tonight for my Friday night chat. I'm so thankful and grateful that I was able to make it back here in time so that I would not be disappointing anyone who would be looking for me to be here. So I'm so thankful for you being here today. I won't keep you long. I just had a couple of things on my heart today. Um, I said goodbye to my husband. Lord have mercy, forgive me. It was a lot of memories today. But today I said goodbye to my cousin, and it made me think about stories that we leave behind and how our actions, the love, and the presence, and how we can inspire others, long after we're gone. So I wanted to talk just briefly about the power of legacy. And if you are, getting on a little bit late, I didn't get home in time enough to announce that I was going live, but I am here, and those who normally meet me here on Friday night, I thank you. And if I'm off, when you come on, just let me know that you're here. And if you've come on after I've gone off, just put a replay in the comments so I'll know that you were here and that you were listening. Because I always, find so much love and value in you taking your time out to listen to me on Friday night. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you. But I wanted to talk about the power of legacy, how everyone leaves a legacy, whether it be big or small, no matter how you live your life, the things that people say about you after you're gone is a legacy. And being there today just helped me to understand how powerful that is, and that grief can be a reminder to live intentionally and leave memorable, meaningful memories for others. Um, so, be intentional about how you live and what you intend to leave behind. I've always, no matter, when I'm working or doing the things that I do, I always think about leaving a legacy behind for my grandchildren. I want, my grandchildren to know who I am and how I served. Um, and so, and so I work hard to do that. My cousin Teresa left behind 25 grandchildren. I only have 5 grandchildren, but she had 25 grandchildren. And just hearing all the wonderful things that people said about her and how she touched so many lives was remarkable. And it was a legacy in itself of who she was. All of the testimonies, one behind the other, was just overwhelming, and with love, and the love that was poured out, today. The family, they'll never forget it. Even, we, during the service, they had, so much love that was poured out, so many wonderful things that was said about her. And even at the repast, when they had time of reflection, the same thing. It was so much love that was poured out. And there was so much testimony of who she was, and what the things that she did. She was a minister. Um, she was just a wonderful, wonderful person. Hey, Vine, I love you, girl. Happy New Year to you. So, so we want to live our lives with intention, so that we, people will be able to, say good things about us when, after we're gone, so that our children will be able to have something to hold on to. So as far as, because I always try to talk about, on Friday, um, because I'm a publisher, about how real life events, can be tied into writing our books. So we can use writing as a tool for healing and as a legacy. So I encourage you to preserve your memories by writing them down. We should always be writing things down. We should always be capturing moments, um, with our family. My sister said today that she's always with her kids, but she never, get a chance to take pictures. So, taking pictures, every moment that you just capture every moment that you can, so that you'll have these memories to hold on to. Keep a journal, write a book about your family. Our families, we have so much, in our families that, we could talk about, or that we can hold on to, or our elders can have things to pass down through through our families, through the generations, so that the younger people can know who their ancestors are, and to know who um, their grandparents are, and what they're about and everything. Because the way time is now, everybody's in a hurry, and nobody sits down to the table anymore. Nobody has time to talk to each other anymore. There's always the phone and texting, and people hardly even pick up the dial the phone anymore to talk to people. They're just texting. So there's a lack of communication. So having something put together can show a history of what the family is. Friend of mine, what she does is so encouraging. She keeps a journal, and what she does is, whatever moment in time, from the time that the children were born, she always kept things, and she would paste them in the journal or tape them in the journal. She would leave notes because she would have a different one for each child, and so she would put notes in there. She would have pictures in there. You know, if the person, if the child got married, there might be a rose or a flower or something that she put in. There was always something on every page that she wanted to leave behind for each one of the kids. And then it would be other momentum things that she would have, and she would put it all in a treasure chest, and it would be a chest for each child. And so this was something that she would leave behind for each one of her children. And I thought that was such an amazing idea of how that after she's gone, her children will be able to have something to hold on to, from their mother. So we want to take a moment and just slow down, be intentional about the things that we're doing, about how we live our lives, so that the younger generations can be able to have something to hold on to. Now, I know that my sister-in-law, Yvonne, that's on listening to me, she's like that. She's very intentional about what she does, always has been, with her kids and her grandchildren, and how, she's lived her life so that um, they would be able to say, that's my grandma, and I love that about her. And I know she'll keep that on. There's certain things that her grandchildren will always know about her, and what she does, and the love that she shows them. And so that's the way that we want to be. The way things are happening today, and the way the world is spinning and revolving, and so many people are leaving here. We want to be able to cling a little closer to the family that we have, that's left, and leave something for them to be able to hold on to about you. So, just live our lives intentionally. so that we can in ourselves be a legacy. Also, we could want, our loved ones who are gone, we can also write stories about them. We could journal our thoughts about them. We could put together something for, a generation who doesn't know them. Say, for instance, we have, like my grandchildren, they don't have any children yet. But when they marry and they do have children, they'll be able to know, um, something about me or something about, their grandfather. I know my my husband, who passed, he was not my grandson's natural grandfather, but he was more of a grandfather than their natural grandfather, and they loved him so much because he spent so much time with them. He From the time that they were born, and he was at the hospital holding them in his arms, when they were born. And he, practically raised those boys, and they loved them so much. So if they, wrote stories about him, they would be able to pass that on to their children. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's just so important with family now and how things are going for us to stay close to one another. And it's just so important. And I can't, say it enough how important it is that we stick together and just keep loving one another no matter what. We all have our flaws. We all have, things that people don't like about us. We have situations that we need to fix. There's so much that we need to fix. There, so much animosity and hate among families. And um, this is the time for forgiveness. We cannot leave this earth without forgiveness. And you don't have to, forgiveness is for you. It's not necessarily for the other person. You can go to the other person and say that you forgive. If not, you need to pray about that thing, but you got to fix it before you go, before you leave this earth. So live your life intentionally, and let's practice some more love and forgiveness for one another. We just got to, so many. I talked last week about hurt, church hurt, or hurt from, leadership, or, however we, come through the different things that have happened to us. We gotta, get it. We gotta work it through. Even if we, see counselors or whatever, but we gotta work it out of us so that it does not live and grow like a cancer on the inside of us and make us older and bitter. And unhappy. We need to be, the older we get, we need to be living our life in peace. So let's get some things fixed. This is a brand new year. Let's, go to one another, love each other, fix whatever the problems are in the families, and let's live our lives intentionally so that our children's children and then their children will be able to point at the picture on the wall, or in the book, or some, wherever we are, and say that was my mom, or that was my G mom, or whoever you'd like to be called. My kids call me my mom. So that's just so important, and that was just on my heart today, because I was at a funeral. I don't go to funerals. I have not um, been to a funeral, since my husband passed, because it hurts too much. But this one was important. I needed to be there, because I loved her so much and wanted to be there for her daughters, my cousins, um, to support them. Me and my sister and brother, we went. And we just had a good time, today, just a good time in the Lord. I got to see, a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time. But it was, like I said, while I was sitting there, it just helped me Hey, Daisy. Um, God bless you, Daisy. And I'm praying for you. Daisy just lost her brother, and so I'm praying for that family as well. So again, let's fix some things. Let's love on one another harder than we ever did before, and let's be intentional this year about how we're going to live and how we're going to treat one another and about the legacy that we're going to be leaving behind for our family. And so this week, I encourage you to reflect on your own legacy. What impact do you want to leave on this world? What impact did you want to leave to your family, your children, and your children's children? Whatever that is, write it down. And if you've lost someone, honor them by sharing their story, whether you're, somewhere live, telling their story or writing about the story, about who they are. It's a way to keep them alive in your heart and the hearts of others. So I want you to work on that this week. Reflect on your own legacy and how you want to leave an impact in this world and in your family. And then write it down. I want you to start getting in a habit of, just writing things down. Write them down. Whatever your thoughts are, whatever you're feeling, just write them down. Yvonne, um, I was praying for you, New Year's, um, because I know that was your son's birthday. And I was happy to see you, on Facebook and let me know, that you're okay. But I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But I know how close you are with his children, so you're able to keep his legacy alive, for those children. And so just reflect on, who you are. Reflect on your own legacy and what kind of impact you want to leave behind. I love you all. I love you for being here with me tonight. And those of you who will be coming, after I've gotten off, I thank you for, checking back because there's a lot of people who, um, come on after I've gotten off. Um, so, just let me know that you're there, say hi, put replay, something to let me know that you were there. I appreciate it so much. And I'll be back here again on next Friday. And like I said, I appreciate you for being here tonight, Yvonne. And Daisy, I love you all. You know I love you so much. And I look forward to seeing you all and being with you this year. Want to spend some time with you, Yvonne and Daisy. I can't wait to, get over there to see you in your new home. So God bless you all. And I wish you a very, very good night. And don't forget this week, write something down. Daisy, it's time for you to, work on the second book. So I'm going to be pushing you this year to do that, even if it's just a cookbook, but we're going to do something new this year. So God bless you, and I hope to see you all soon. Good night. Bye. Oh, my cousin just came on. Uh, Pastor Fred, he just came on. Oh my goodness, I'm getting ready to get off, but um, Pastor Fred, I was just talking about legacy and the power of legacy and living intentional and how we are to um, leave a legacy behind for our children. I was at Teresa's funeral today. We had a wonderful time in the Lord today. It was such a blessing hearing all of the wonderful things that people had to say about her. So I'm just admonishing the people, encouraging everyone to reflect on their own legacy and how you want to impact the world, and to write it down so that your families will be able to have something to hold on to um, should the Lord call you home. So God bless you all. I am ending this live, and I will be talking with you soon. God bless. Bye bye.